Alright, looks like we're going to have Nathan Wenzel. Let's just show you. The lineup for heat number 1 is Nathan Wenzel and Jimmy Renfrew, Jeff Ramsdale and Braden Morey. Then you got Thomas Johnson, fan favorite Thomas Johnson, Eric Laurendeau, Drew Davis, David Greenslet, and Kyle Buck will be in heat number 1. And as always, huge shout out to sponsors, the TRS Racing School, the racingschool.net. Go check them out. You can go to a real track in the Northeast, hop in a real race car and drive and learn to drive a real race car. There's a ton of these all over the country, but I can tell you that a couple of members of this league have actually gone to that racing school. They absolutely love it. Also, LFOD Motorsports, huge shout out to them for being on board and helping sponsor this league. Pace car is going to lead them around one more time, and keep your fingers crossed that we have a good green flag race tonight and no more glitches. My headset fell off briefly there. Hopefully we've got it fixed. Pace car is in. Nathan Wenzel and Jimmy Renfrew lead them down. Turn lap 1 of 8 in heat number 1. And Renfrew gets off to a really strong start here. Wenzel back to second. Jeffrey Ramsdale still up in third. He's got Braden Morey and Thomas Johnson right behind him. Thomas Johnson starting to look to the inside. He's picking up positions already. Really close battle back here for about 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place. All the way back to the back. Thomas Johnson loses several spots there. He's going to have to work his way up. Meanwhile, Jimmy Renfrew is still up at the front. He's still got Nathan Wenzel right to the back bumper. Jeffrey Ramsdale still in third. Braden Morey still 4th. And a heck of a battle as we have a wreck on the backstretch coming off turn 2. We knew we were going to see some of this tonight. That brings us under our first caution of the night. Let's see if we can see what happens here. Looks like the 22 and the 58 both got a little bit loose out of turn 4. And let's see if we can figure out where this incident. Looks like Eric Laurendeau just got a little loose, collected the 46, and that's what brings us under our first caution of the night. And as always, fan favorite Thomas Johnson has a cheering section here. Jimmy Renfrew there at the front in the double aught car. Nathan Wenzel in second. Jeffrey Ramsdale there in third in the 07 car. Braden Morey back in fourth. And of course fan favorite Thomas Johnson there in fifth. Drew Davis is in sixth. Eric Laurendeau 7th, and David Greenslet and Kyle Buck are being shown off track at the moment. We'll see if they get back out here. Pace car is in. No, it is not in. Looks like they delayed the green. Should see the pace car duck off. Not quite. Looks like they're going to go one more lap. We'll see if the lights go out on the new iRacing pace car here. Yes, indeed. The lights are finally out on the pace car. It looks like Greenslet and Kyle Buck might be back on track. We'll have to wait and see. Pace car ducks off in turn 4. Jimmy Renfrew and Nathan Wenzel again off the front. Renfrew gets a really good restart there on the outside. Sends it down into turn number 1. And you can see this is one of the biggest tracks that the Northeast Racers have run these street stocks at this season. At 5/8 of a mile, a lot of these tracks have been half mile and less. Does take a different bit of... Oh, the 07 had some problems. Looks like the 07 might have gotten turned just a little bit. That is Jeffrey Ramsdell. Should be getting a caution here any minute. We are not. We'll try and take a look and see what happened, though. Looks like Ramsdell drifted up on the front straightaway, caught the car there on the outside, and that is what happened to him. With just 3 laps to go, he won't be able to recover the distance without the caution, but he will still be in the feature. That will put him starting further back in the feature, though, and he is currently in a tight points battle with Eric Laurendeau and Jason Pelkey. Ramsdell is in 7th, Pelkey is in 6th, and Laurendeau is in 8th. Braden Morey now off the track as well. Looks like he might have been damaged when Ramsdell got into him. Thomas Johnson, fan favorite, now up to 4th. He is working his way to the front quickly on the white flag lap. Here we go. It is Jimmy Renfrew with a bit of a lead. Nathan Wenzel will be able to secure 2nd. Drew Davis has got 3rd, but Thomas Johnson is sending it in there for 4th. Can't quite get there yet. It is going to be Jimmy Renfrew, Nathan Wenzel, Drew Davis, Thomas Johnson, Jeff Ramsdell, Eric Laurendeau, Braden Morey, David Greenslet, and Kyle Buck finish the race off track. And as mentioned in the chat, you can come drive a real stock car here at Thompson if you go to theracingschool.net. So go check that out. Alright, the grid for this one's going to be Eric Pamasco, Jason Pelkey on the front row, Eric Steele and Ryan Courier 2nd row, Dean Webb and Dana Shepard 3rd row, Cam Curtis and Rodney Hunton are in the 4th row. Eric Pamasco currently 3rd in points. We mentioned Jason Pelkey in the first heat. He is running a close points battle with Jeffrey Ramsdell and Eric Laurendeau, so we'll see how things go for him here tonight. If he can get a better starting spot, have a little bit of an advantage. Lights are out on the pace car. Eric Pomasco will lead him down when the pace car ducks off coming out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Pomasco and Pelkey on the front row. Here they go. Green flag in the air. Pomasco leads him down. He's got a good jump on this one. Pelkey really sent it in there into turn 1. Had to check up a little bit. Now he's up in the wall. Jason Pelkey in the wall. He's going to lose at least one spot to Eric Steele. Eric Steele now up to second, but we've got the 3 car was looking to the inside, couldn't quite get there, and Pelkey slots back into 3rd place. Six laps to go. Eric Pomasco is loving seeing this battle going on right behind him as he starts to open up a bit of a lead here. Almost a full second now. Eric Steele now up to second, still holding Jason Pelkey off. Ryan Courier there in 4th currently. Cam Curtis back to 5th. Actually, Cam has picked up 2 spots since the start. Then Dean Webb back to 6th. 7th is Dana Shepard. And Rodney back in 8th. And the battle right now is for 2nd place, but that 2nd place car of Eric Steele is closed right up to the back bumper of Eric Pomasco. Eric was starting to open up a lead. Pomasco was opening up a lead. Steele said no, he was not going to have it. As they come through 1 and 2, 3 laps left to go. And Eric Steele starting to look to the inside of Pomasco for the lead. They've opened up a bit of a gap on Pelkey right now. But we are about to have a battle for first in this heat. Looks like Eric Pomasco backed off a little bit getting into turn 3, lost some momentum. Looks like he was trying to get a run off, just checked up a little too much. You can see he is pushing extremely hard. Those brake rotors are glowing red all the way around the track. And it will be Eric Pomasco with the win in heat number 2. Eric Steele second, then Jason Pelkey, Ryan Courier, Dean Webb, Cam Curtis, and Dana Shepard. And we go to the 2-minute warm-up. I will be back with you in just a moment. Enjoy the show. Okay, I've just found an upside to having all daughters. I got a hair rubber band from them, and I have my headset now tied to my head with it. So far, the fastest one on track has been Jimmy Renfrew. We saw that in his heat. We will see if he can hold on to it in the feature. Looking at the points, guys, let's see here. And I'm not seeing if either of our... Randy Phillips is currently third fastest, and I'm not seeing Tony Quadros. I don't think he went out and practiced. Right now, they are going to line up for the start. The front part of the field will be Kevin Cormier on the pole, Randy Phillips outside, then Daniel Sweeney and Brian Rogers. Scott Serdinsky and Jimmy Renfrew, Eric Pomasco, Nathan Wenzel, Eric Steele, and Drew Davis round out your top 10. Then you got Jason Pelkey and Thomas Johnson right behind them. Behind Thomas, you've got Ryan Courier, Jeff Ramsdell in 13th and 14th. Eric Laurendeau, Dean Webb, Braden Morey, Cam Curtis, David Greenslet, Dana Shepard, Kyle Buck, and Rodney Huntoon. And I am not seeing second place Tony Quadros here. Pace car continues to lead him around. One more pace lap. And reminder, this is the season finale, and if Tony Quadros not being here, that should secure the points championship for Randy Phillips. Randy Phillips there on the outside. Kevin Cormier to the inside. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the air. They are going, and Randy Phillips gets a really good start on this one on the outside. We'll see if he likes that outside line and can get around Kevin Cormier in this first lap. These front two definitely have a bit of an advantage already, but it is Randy Phillips off the front already. Meanwhile, there is one heck of a battle going on right behind them as they're almost three wide coming off turn 4. Brian Rogers there side by side in the 12 car with the 23. Now Jimmy Renfrew starting to come up. Looks like that middle line might be the fastest one around the track here tonight. Scott Serdinsky struggling down on the bottom through the corners. And this track definitely has some difficulty on the bottom line in certain cars. It looks like the street stocks might be one of them. Dean Webb seems to have lost several positions all of a sudden. Let's see what happened. There's Dean in the 17 car. Oh, he got a little bit of a bump, got some help straightening out, but ended up in the outside wall. Nose first. And that put him back. He is currently shown in 20th, but he is still running despite the fact he is missing the hood. Right now, Randy Phillips has secured first place. Then Kevin Cormier. Then Daniel Sweeney. Scott. Brian Rogers. Jimmy Renfrew. Nathan Wenzel now up to 7th. Eric Pomasco back to 8th. Eric Steele holding 9th. And Jason Pelkey is in 10th. Just looking at the points coming into the night with Tony Quadros not here, Randy Phillips will secure the championship. The next points battle is between Pomasco and Wenzel. They are 3 and 4th. They're just 5 points apart. And they are running right beside each other on track. Nathan Wenzel is currently being scored in 7th. Pomasco is currently being scored, or I'm sorry, they are 3rd and 4th in points. Pomasco is 8th on the track. Nathan Wenzel is 7th on the track. But Pomasco is losing a little bit of time. They are 5 points apart in the championship. They'll need to, Wenzel will need to pick up several more positions to secure his championship tonight, or to secure the top 3. And let's check in on fan favorite Thomas Johnson, currently running in 12th place. There is Thomas. He started in 12th, currently still running in 12th, and looks like he's playing a little bit cautious here tonight, but he is starting to make a move to the inside of the 22 of Drew Davis. Looks like Drew might be struggling a little bit, and Thomas definitely is not. Up front, it is still Randy Phillips, Kevin Cormier. 3rd place, Scott Serdinsky is a ways back from these two. So these two leaders are starting to open up a bit of a lead while this battle goes on between Scott and Jimmy Renfrew. Both of them have gained a couple of spots since the start and continue to move forward. There is Brian Rogers in the number 12 Mountain Dew car, and Nathan Wenzel in the 03. As we've got a move for, looks like we're going to get a move here for 3rd place. The double odd of Jimmy Renfrew can't quite get there yet, but he is definitely looking for a run down to the inside, coming through 4. Can't quite get there yet. And we've got a battle going on here. Nathan Wenzel now up to 6th place, opening up a couple spots between him and Pomasco. And he is looking for a way around the 12 car of Brian Rogers. Thomas Johnson seems to be struggling here just a little bit tonight. He is now back to 14th. Currently 10th in points if he beats he's 18 points behind Paul McCobrey, so don't know if he can pick up 9th place here tonight. We'll have to wait and see how things play out, but he's fairly secure in the 10th place position. Back up front, Randy Phillips now starting to open up a little bit of a gap on Kevin Cormier. 3rd place, Scott Serdinsky is starting to close that gap up just a little bit on the track. Jimmy Renfrew staying right with him, right on the back bumper. Looks like they have decided to run their current positions for a while and close that gap down just a little bit. Looks like Dean Webb, David Greenslet, Kyle Buck all back out on track, several laps down right now. Brian Rogers in 5th, starting to pull away from Wenzel just a little bit. And this track being as long as it is and as wide in the corners, you don't expect to see a whole lot of caution, so these guys have to both get up to the front as quickly as they can, but they also have to conserve just a little bit to make it to the end and still have some tires to race if there's a challenge for their position. Lap times haven't fallen off a whole lot yet, but we will start to see them before too terribly much longer. As you can see right there, the leaders are running 21s, and mid-pack they are running in the low 22s. Thomas Johnson has drifted back to about 15th right now, but it looks like whatever was wrong, his last couple of lap times, he's managed to pick some more speed up. And right there is the car of Eric Pomasco, the 471, trying to open up and pick up some points here tonight. Nathan Wenzel, he is challenging for third place. Nathan is up in 6th. Pomasco is now back to 10th. Eric Steele is the other one challenging for the third, fourth, and fifth place battle, currently running 8th. He is just 7 points out of third place. Wenzel was just 5 points out. So there is a real possibility that these top or third, fourth, and fifth place could change dramatically tonight, as it looks like Ryan Phillips, without Tony Quadros here, is going to secure the title. Dan, congratulations on your 10-year-old daughter. I know when one of my girls was 10, they won their first RC race, and that was a big moment. Randy Phillips still out front. Let's go mid-pack and find where Eric Pomasco, as he is battling Jason Pelkey for 9th place, and let's ride along with him, and you can see what it's like as he gets to the inside, right as we hop in the car. There he goes down the front straightaway. You can see him hitting the rev limiter. As the race goes on, they'll hit that rev limiter later and later on the straightaway until they're not hitting it at all. But there he goes. He's hitting it pretty hard, and you can see he is closing up on the 22 right now. Excuse me, the 32 of Eric Steele. That is a 21-second lap around here. Kevin Cormier and Randy Phillips just went around a lap car, I do believe. That was Dana Shepard in the 43. Dana currently several laps down. Meanwhile, the 19 continues to open up a little bit of a lead here. That is Randy Phillips in the lead. Kevin Cormier currently running in 2nd. Jimmy Renfrew in the double aught up to 3rd now. Started in 6th. He's moving forward. Scott Serdinsky is in 4th. He's picked up, he started in 5th. And Brian Rogers rounding out your top 5. Everybody's kept the race pretty clean so far, despite several battles going on track. As you see, Eric Steele trying to close down on the car in front of him. That is Daniel Sweeney, currently running in 7th. Eric Steele 8th. Eric Pomasco now back up to 9th. Jason Pelkey is in 10th. And it looks like Thomas Johnson now back to 16th, and it looks like he is starting to make a move back to the front. Here he goes back for 15th on the outside. And he's got the 01 of Rodney Huntoon right in front of him, so he might be able to run that car down as well. As the laps wear on, we are approaching halfway. Some of these cars will slow down more than others depending on how much fighting they were doing early in the race, and we may start to see some excitement. The pack, at least mid-pack, may start to tighten back up a little bit. Currently now only 17 cars on the lead lap. Braden Morey in 17th, not that far ahead of the leader, so he is within striking distance of losing a lap. A lot of Turtle fans here tonight. Thomas Turtle Johnson, definitely the biggest fan club in the Northeast Racers. And Thomas is definitely starting to come on strong yet again. Here he comes trying to get past a lap car there. That is the 17 of Dean Webb. Trying to get to the inside and then run down Rodney Huntoon, who's not very far ahead of him. We'll take a look as the scoring comes up, but Thomas finally gets around the lap car, and here come the leaders not far behind him. That might be why he is turning the wick up. We are just past halfway now in this 75-lap feature. Green flag, we have not seen these guys run a green flag race all the way through. It looks like Jeffrey Ramsdale might have had some problems a lap ago. Let's take a look. He was down on the inside coming off of turn 2. Looks like he just got a little bit loose. Managed to save it without any real damage. Jeffrey Ramsdale currently came into the night 7th in points. Pretty securely in 7th at 7th in points. He had a almost a 21-point lead over Eric Laurendeau. As the 19 of Randy Phillips continues to lap cars. And we have our first caution. Looks like Braden Morey. Looks like Braden just running down there on that bottom that is a little bit different banking and trying to hold it down to not get into the leaders. Managed to not involve anybody else. Good job on him for that. But that brings us under our first caution. And let's see if anybody goes to pit road for any manual repairs. We'll see if who all this helps here. as we wait for the scoring to update and see where everybody stands. Looks like Tommy Johnson now up to about 14th. And this will give him a distinct advantage. He was coming on very strong those last few laps. It looks like he is doing much better on a long run, so we'll see what he can do with it. Don't forget to stick around after this race. We will have a short break, and then we will go straight into the Outcast SR8s. They're testing some new stuff for their next season. They finished their season last week at Monza. If you didn't get to watch those races, they are on our YouTube channel. Go check that out. But they finished up their season, and they're going to do some testing and a fun race tonight at Vegas. They're testing a new qualifying system using heats instead of just regular qualifying, and they're going to shake things up a little bit. So that'll definitely be a bit different. And of course, if you missed any of the races with the Northeast Racers this season, you can find them on our YouTube channel. All the links are on our Facebook page, and of course we have our Twitch as well. Go like, share, subscribe. We have other broadcasts throughout the week as well as streams during the day. Sunday night we will be back with the BRR League at 7:30 Eastern. That is Cup Series. Then Monday night we'll have the Outcast Dirt Boys starting in the 358s and the Big Block Mods together on track at 7:30 Eastern, followed by the 305 Winged Sprints at 8:45 Eastern, and then whatever Insanity Enduro they come up with for next comes at 10 Eastern. And of course Tuesdays are for XCal. We will have XCal Street Stock Racing, and they put on a heck of a show as well. It is a money race every week, so you know those guys are going full bore the whole time, and it is some great racing. You do not want to miss out. Pace car ducks off. Green flag is in the air. Kevin Cormier to the inside, Randy Phillips on the outside. Randy will have the advantage. That higher line seems to be running, but Cormier pushes him up just a little bit. Randy Phillips, doesn't matter. He is going off the front yet again here tonight. Meanwhile, the battle right behind him, Jimmy Renfrew, Scott Serdinsky, they are battling side by side, and the 14 of Kevin Cormier is involved, but caution is out. Looked like they almost had a wreck at the front. Looks like Drew Davis is involved this time. Drew Davis gets a little loose. Thomas Johnson manages to drive under him without any damage. And Drew gets it turned back around the right way. That brought us under our second caution of the night. And you Thomas Johnson fans, I would bet he picked up at least one spot. Looked like he might have picked up a second one. We'll wait for them to get a couple laps in and see what's once scoring updates, we'll see what it says. As that new pace car leads him around, it looks like Randy Phillips still going to be leading. Kevin Cormier second. Jimmy Renfrew and Scott Serdinsky, we'll be watching them closely on the restart. They had one heck of a battle going on. Then you got Nathan Wenzel, Eric Steele, Brian Rogers Jr., Jason Pelkey, Daniel Sweeney, and Ryan Courier round out your top 10. Eric Pamasco back in 11th. Rodney Huntoon up to 12th. Eric Laurendeau 13th. 14th is Drew Davis, and Thomas Johnson currently being scored in 15th. We'll have to see once they restart if Thomas Johnson picks up another position. It could be, as it looks like Drew Davis is still being scored in 14th despite being the sole cause of that accident. We'll have to see how things play out with that. And we did mention in the pre-race, this track is really tricky when you get off the corners. If you get corner entry right it's a lot easier, but if you don't, or you're just pushing too hard, it's very easy to break the car loose from one line and very easy to plow into the outside wall from the other line. So these guys definitely have to be careful, paying 100% attention all the way around the track to where they're at and what they're doing. 1% mistake can make all the difference here. Also worth noting, this is one of the highest bank tracks they've been to this season at 15 degrees. So, but the banking is a little bit different, a little bit progressive, and that does make it a little bit interesting. Pace car should be ducking up. Nope. Looks like they delayed the green. Now we're going to go green flag racing. And we'll see if they can keep it green from here. Cautions do breed cautions, as we've seen these last two incidents. That's they get packed up, and we're going to have one heck of a battle in for third and fourth. So let's see what happens. Green flag is in the air. Randy Phillips gets another good jump. Kevin Cormier just nothing on the restarts for that 19 car. We'll see if he can get back up to him. Meanwhile, third and fourth battling side by side all the way around. The 03 Nathan Wenzel makes a power move to the inside. Can't quite get there past Eric Steele. They're 3 wide right in front of him. They managed to back out, but Renfrew and Serdinsky, they are battling extremely hard, and they collected the 14 briefly. 32 of Eric Steele is sitting back there just being patient. Wenzel is not in the 03. He is down to the inside of the 32 of Eric Steele. And he takes a position. Eric Steele sees what's going on in front of him, doesn't want to get involved in that, like to make it to the end. Side by side battling up here at the front. Scott Serdinsky now up to second, managed to get around the 14 of Kevin Cormier. Now the question is, 26 laps to go. Can he run down the leader? More importantly, once he gets there, can he pass the leader? Nathan Wenzel looking to the outside of the double aught of Jimmy Renfrew. Hadn't got there yet. Renfrew dives it off into 3 and 4 very hard. That's leaving a little bit of a hole on the inside. 03 cannot get there quite yet, and there's another battle going on right behind him. As Daniel Sweeney's trying to pick some positions back up, he passes Jason Pelkey down the inside, crosses over to the top, and he moves up to 7th place now. Meanwhile, Thomas Johnson back here. He is trying to run down the 46 of Eric Laurendeau. He is right there underneath of him. Just can't quite get there yet. 24 laps to go. He's got plenty of time. He can still pick up several positions. The 22 is right up there. The Drew Davis 22. Just a couple spots in front of him. So he should be able to pick up a couple of positions here before it's all said and done. Meanwhile, while these battles are going on behind him, the 19 is starting to open up a bit of a lead again. Scott Serdinsky and Kevin Cormier still running second and third. Renfrew fourth. And Nathan Wenzel now up to 5th. And he is coming on very strong since this last restart. Picked up several positions. Another car we have not talked a whole lot about tonight, Rodney Huntoon in that 01 car. He started in 21st, up to 11th right now. He's so far the biggest mover of the race. And it looks like we're hearing that Thomas Johnson might have gone off track. Let's see if we can see what happened. Thomas trying to dive it in there, couldn't quite, dove it in a little too hard. Eric Steele helps him get straightened back out. Everybody manages to keep it straight, but he's going to lose at least a couple of positions there. And that is a heartbreak. He was coming on extremely strong. that last little bit of a run, he started coming on very strong. "20 laps to go. Randy Phillips still up in the lead. Continues to open up his lead just a little bit at a time. Scott Serdinsky, though, he is definitely turned up the wick, found another gear, something, because he is, as the 19 gets way loose coming off of turn 4. Let's watch that 19 closely. He was extremely loose coming off turn 4 that last time. You know he's pushing hard to try and finish the season with a win and a championship, but manages to keep it down this time. No big problems there. But the 23 has closed right back up to the back bumper. And it looks like Daniel Sweeney had an incident just a lap ago. Let's see what happened. Looks like he just had a glitch. "16 laps to go. Randy Phillips still leading. Let's compare their lap times last time by and see if Scott is any faster than Randy, because he has closed that gap up quite a bit, but it looks like they've reached a point where neither of them's making any headway. Randy Phillips just 0.04 of a second faster that last lap. Thomas Johnson, after that incident, has slid back to 16th place. He's now back up into 15th. Trying to chase down the 32 of Eric Steele. Ryan Courier is another one that's been on the move in that 3 car. He started back in 13th. He is up. He was up to 9th, now into 10th. And Jason Pelkey, as you saw, moved up into 9th. "12 laps left to go." It looks like Renfrew is now up to 3rd, but I don't know if he'll be able to close the distance on these other ones. Let's take a quick look at his lap times compared to the 2 leaders. And he's definitely faster than Randy Phillips and about on par with Serdinsky. Thomas Johnson definitely faster than a couple of cars up in front of him. We'll see if he can pick up any kind of speed here. Pick up some positions. And we've got a battle for the lead now, folks. The 23 diving to the inside, coming off of turn 4. Randy Phillips not fighting him too hard, but they are banging down the front straightaway with 9 laps to go. They are throwing it in there. You can see the 23 just sent it all the way into turn 1 and had to hang on to it through the middle. Now, will Randy be able to get back up underneath of him coming out of turn 4? Not quite, but that's allowed Jimmy Renfrew in the double aught. He has closed that gap. We were just looking at that gap a few seconds before, and then suddenly with these two battling, he is right back to the back bumper. He is up there in the top 3 in contention for the win. Scott Serdinsky looking for his first win in this league, but Randy Phillips right there. He is about to secure his championship, looking to get another win in this season. I believe he has 2 wins this season already. Going for 3. Caution is out. Looks like Nathan Wenzel is involved. 03 and the 31 there battling. Looks like they just barely tapped. Managed to get up into the 12 car. And barely avoided collecting several other cars there. That was a bit of a dangerous rejoin. 6 lap, we'll restart with about 6 laps to go. That definitely will shake things up just a little bit. And while we're under what hopefully will be the final caution of the night, just a huge shout out to everybody at Northeast Racers for having us on board to call these races this season. It has been extremely fun, extremely exciting. Great group of guys, and they definitely put on one heck of a show in these street stocks. And the unique nature of no tires, no fast repairs. You got what you got at the start, and you're going with it till the end. It has definitely made some great racing all season long. And thank you to all the fans of the Northeast Racers for tuning in. Especially the Thomas Johnson fan club. You guys have been awesome, and I can tell you after just about every Wednesday night, I'll sit down, usually with my Thursday morning coffee, and reread through all the comments. I still get a huge chuckle out of them. Speaking of Thomas Johnson, I do believe when they restart, he's going to be scored in about 12th place. We'll see, because the scoring gets a little wonky at times. We'll have to see how that plays out. Nathan Wenzel starting to being scored towards the back. Now, let's see. It looks like Thomas Johnson will move up to about 12th. We'll see once they get green flag racing, but up front, it is Scott Serdinsky and Randy Phillips on this single file restart. Green flag in the air. Here they go. And Randy Phillips right to the back bumper of the 23 on this restart. Thomas Johnson now back up in 13th. We'll see if he can pick up a few more positions. As they come down the back straightaway, the 19 and the 23 definitely giving it everything they got. Randy Phillips gives him the chrome horn, straightens him out, but now they're 4 wide. The 2 leaders are in the outside wall. It looks like we're going to have a caution. And what a mess. Let's see if we can see everything that happened from a slightly different angle here. As they start beating and banging, Cormier manages to avoid everything. Let's rewind this just a little bit. I do believe Thomas Johnson gets through cleanly. We'll try and see here. Just a little love tap on his left front, and oh no, he does not. He got spun. The 19 is driving backwards around the track when this thing is all said and done. We'll have to see what the scoring does as far as these guys go. Jimmy Renfrew in the double aught, he was right there to capitalize on that madness. It will be a single file restart because they did not complete the lap under green. So we will restart with 5 laps to go. And now we'll just have to wait for the scoring to update. It looks like Jimmy Renfrew and Kevin Cormier are going to be up front. Daniel Sweeney, Eric Pamasco, Brian Rogers, Jason Pelkey, Ryan Courier, Drew Davis, Eric Laurendeau, Eric Steele, and that should put Thomas Johnson, I do believe it's going to put him up around 11th. He managed to, I do believe he got froze in place in 11th. He was past those 2 leaders that were in the wall. So an interesting turn of events here. And don't forget, as soon as this is done, as we get the 1 to green, stick around. It'll be just a few moments to switch over, and we will be watching Outcast SR8s at Vegas. You do not want to miss that, because what happens in Vegas usually sends an SR8 flying into next month. Thomas Johnson will restart in 11th. Jimmy Renfrew in the lead. He's going to have Kevin Cormier there. 5 laps to go. Daniel Sweeney right there in 3rd, and Eric Pamasco moves up into 4th. Back up front, Renfrew has opened up a little bit of a lead. We've seen Cormier be a little weak on the restarts, but start coming on strong after a lap or 2. He does have the 31 to Daniel Sweeney right behind him, though. There is Thomas Johnson. He is trying to close down on the 32 of Eric Steele. We'll see if he can get there. He's got the 01 right on his back bumper, though. Renfrew continues to open up a little bit of a lead with 3 laps to go. Cormier in 2nd. Daniel Sweeney in 3rd. And the 3 of them, caution is out again. And unfortunately, it looks like Thomas Johnson was involved. He was pushing extremely hard, trying to pick up position. Looked like the 01 was as well. When Thomas moved up, the 01 was right there, collected quite a few cars. Looks like Ramsdale makes it through clean, but a lot of other cars got caught in that mess. Thomas Johnson very light on damage, though, so he'll at least be sticking out there. We'll see see where he ends up at. Currently still scoring Thomas Johnson in 12th. And we'll have to wait and see if they're going to do another single file restart with so few laps left to go. They did complete a green flag lap. Definitely an interesting ending to this race. Over half the race run completely green flag from the start, and then suddenly just a handful of cautions, one right after the other. But as they pack back up and everybody's in close quarters again, that is going to happen from time to time. Yeah, the Thomas Johnson fan club, you guys really need your own Facebook page. I would definitely follow that. You guys definitely put on the great show. Better than anything I do. All right, looking through the points, Randy Phillips should still come home with the championship. Trying to see where he's at on track right now. He is currently being scored in 11th. Tony Quadros not here. Eric Pamasco third in points. He is currently 4th on track. Nathan Wenzel 4th in points. And he is back in 20th. And it looks like Eric Steele, he will pick up enough points to move up to 4th in points tonight. He is currently running in 9th. Jason Pelkey, 6th place. He is currently way up there in 6th. As pace car drops off, Jimmy Renfrew will lead him down one more time, coming to 2 laps to go. Double Ott gets another good start, but the 14 got a great restart this time. He's struggled the last few restarts, but here he comes. Daniel Sweeney right there with the 14 and the Double Ott. Let's see if he can get around him. They're coming down to the white flag. Once the white flag hits, it's anybody's guess. There will be no more cautions now that the leader took the white flag. We'll see what happens from here. The 14 and the Double Ott. As Thomas Johnson moves back up into 11th. Double Ott opens up a bit of a lead coming out of turn 4. If he holds it, he's got it. It will be Jimmy Renfrew winning again this week. Kevin Cormier 2nd. Daniel Sweeney 3rd. Eric Pamasco comes home 4th. Brian Rogers 5th. Jason Pelkey 6th. 7th is Drew Davis. 8th is Eric Laurendeau. Randy Phillips is 9th. Eric Steele is 10th. Thomas Johnson, sorry, I stand corrected. Thomas Johnson came home in 10th place tonight. And there you see the running order of the 22 cars on track. There is the top 18. So you Thomas Johnson fans can be proud tonight. He managed to get his top 10. Meanwhile, Jimmy Renfrew there celebrating. And let's see if Randy Phillips gets out here and celebrate. He has definitely earned it. He will be the champion for the Northeast Racers Contender Series. And congratulations to that man right there. He has put on one heck of a show all season long. Done an amazing job. As he backs up to line up with the others celebrating. And now he's going to get his donuts and gets it up on 2 wheels. Congratulations to Jimmy Renfrew and to Randy Phillips. Randy winning a championship and Jimmy getting the race. That was a heck of a battle there at the end. And Randy, do some more donuts. You've definitely earned it, buddy. Randy's made himself disappear. And from everybody at Northeast Racers and from me personally, thank y'all very much for having me every Wednesday night. It has been a ton of fun. Please stick around so we can watch the Outcast SR8s together at Vegas. Those SR8s put on one heck of a show. Don't go anywhere.